Chapter 561, the 10th level. Chapter 561, the 10th level. Currently there was a frigid atmosphere in the hall. Temple Master Iceberg stared at Jian Wushuang with a grim look, and Jian Wushuang looked him directly in the eye. Fine. After a long time had passed, the master finally spoke. Since you don't have the compass, just leave. Jian Wushuang retreated without hesitation. While watching Jian Wushuang walk away, Temple Master Iceberg had a vicious look in his eyes, and he clenched his fists so tightly that his fingernails almost pierced his skin. Jian Wushuang, since you're being stubborn, don't blame me for being merciless. After exiting Temple Master Iceberg's palace, Jian Wushuang let out a sigh of relief. Luckily, even though Temple Master Iceberg is desperate to get that compass, he didn't go crazy and try to kill me inside the holy place. Jian Wushuang thought. Just now he had been worried that the master would really try to kill him. If so, he had no confidence in his ability to survive. He let me go this time, but I'm sure he won't hesitate if he ever gets the chance to kill me. Jian Wushuang had spotted the killing intent in Temple Master Iceberg's eyes. Compared to Emperor Golden Snake, Temple Master Iceberg is a more difficult opponent. He's completely overbearing and hypocritical. Emperor Golden Snake tried to kill me to get revenge for his son. At least that was reasonable. As for Temple Master Iceberg, a chilling light flashed in Jian Wushuang's eyes. If only I was stronger than him. Jian Wushuang growled silently, unwilling to accept the fact that he was still too weak. Because of him, Jian Wushuang had been forced to risk his life in the battle with Emperor Golden Snake, and even now he was being pushed into a corner again. Yet he had to bear it all because he was too weak. Currently, he had hit a bottleneck, and the only way to greatly improve his power was by condensing the 9 origin marks so that he could reach the level of flying to the 9th heaven. Other than that, any improvement in the bone fusion technique and sword principle might be helpful as well. With that in mind, Jian Wushuang immediately went to the monster exterminating pagoda and exchanged for the 10th level of the bone fusion technique. The 10th level was very precious, so purchasing it required a lot of monster cores. Luckily, Jian Wushuang had gained enough cores from Emperor Golden Snake's interspatial ring, enabling him to purchase it. As for the highest levels, the 11th and 12th levels could not be acquired using monster cores. Those 2 levels were of great value and could not even be found in the monster exterminating pagoda. The only way to obtain them was to go to the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace, where the relic was stored, and comprehend them directly. However, there was a high requirement for cultivators to enter that floor, and even Jian Wushuang, who was a divine emperor, did not meet that requirement for the time being. After going back to his residence, Jian Wushuang started to practice the 10th level of the bone fusion technique. The further he progressed, the harder it became. It had taken him a half-month to master level 9. Obviously, it would take him more time to master the 10th level. Time went by slowly. In the Monster Spies Information Center, an elder had just finished reading a message and began to frown. Why hasn't Sword Emperor left the holy place even once during the last 2 months? The elder was using every source available to him in the human territory to keep an eye on Jian Wushuang. Therefore he knew Jian Wushuang's every action. Sword Emperor acquired the 10th level of the bone fusion technique 2 months ago, and it seems that he has been cultivating ever since then. I thought he would leave the holy place and enter the military camp or monster territory after he became a divine emperor. However, I was wrong. I'm afraid that he won't come out until he has mastered the 10th level. Few temple masters have managed to master the 10th level, and he is only in the Saint Realm, so I don't know how long we'll have to wait for him to come out, the elder pondered. In the past, it wouldn't have bothered him at all to wait. But now, it was a direct order from Crystal Armored Monster Emperor, and he was very eager to get the compass, so he had already urged the elder to seize it 3 times. Crystal Armored Monster Emperor will be mad if I don't present the compass to him within the near future. There is no use waiting for him to leave the holy place willingly. I have to find a way to draw him out, the elder thought. He picked up a file from the desk, on which everything Jian Wushuang had done since he came to the monster continent was written in detail, including how he had been saved by the Wu Yen tribe. Wu Yen tribe, the elder raised his eyebrows. According to the file, Jian Wushuang lived in Wu Yen tribe for over a month, and in order to disguise his identity as an outsider, he claimed to be one of them after he left there, so he must have a good relationship with them. Let me make some trouble for the Wu Yen tribe. The elder smiled coldly. If the tribe gets into danger, Sword Emperor will definitely leave the holy place to save them. The elder immediately issued his order. 3 days later, in the Green Hillock tribe of the human territory. The Green Hillock tribe bordered Wu Yen tribe. When Jian Wushuang was in Wu Yen tribe, they had once caught a spy from the Green Hillock tribe. It was night and the whole area was completely silent. 5 figures slowly approached the Green Hillock tribe. Listen, our mission is to eliminate the Green Hillock tribe. Do it as quickly and as cruelly as possible. We have to scare the Wu Yen tribe and force their leader to ask Sword Emperor for help. Understood. The 5 figures discussed their plans in a low voice before finally arriving at the entrance to the Green Hillock tribe. Chapter 562, Exiting the Holy Place. Chapter 562, Exiting the Holy Place. Jian Wushuang, as one of the divine emperors, had his own residence in the holy place, and it was a fairly large manor. At this moment he was busy exercising inside his manor. He was in the horse stance, with his upper body naked and his fists tightly clenched, releasing punches, one after the other, and his every move would cause an exploding sound to reverberate throughout the area. Naturally he was covered in sweat. After a long time had passed, he finally stopped and moved to a stone table, where he proceeded to gulp down the container of water that was on it. He let out a sigh. Though he looked tired, there was joy in his eyes. Finally, I've mastered the 10th level of the bone fusion technique after 2 months of practicing. Jian Wushuang smiled. He had been cultivating hard during these last 2 months, all in order to strengthen his body. He had even bought some treasures from the monster exterminating pagoda, like the 9th heaven Thunderbolts. These treasures had been quite helpful to him and he had finally succeeded in mastering the 10th level. It goes without saying that the 10th level was more powerful than the 9th level. As of now, Jian Wushuang's body was much stronger than before, but it was still far from its limits. From the time he first reached the level of Venerable Master until now, he had been slowly strengthening his body. I really want to know how incredible my body will be when it finally reaches its limits. Jian Wushuang was full of expectations. Sword Emperor. Jian Wushuang heard a hearty voice right before a red-haired elder entered. Emperor Daofeng. Jian Wushuang stood up and looked at the elder. Emperor Daofeng, one of the 108 divine emperors, had an important position in the Monster Exterminating League. He was in charge of many issues regarding the human territory. Sword Emperor, I came here for only one reason. Emperor Daofeng went straight to the point. Please tell me then, Jian Wushuang said with a smile. Even though the human territory takes up a small portion of the monster continent, it is still so vast. Because of this, many demonic beasts keep infiltrating our land and placing monster spies within our population. Those spies normally maintain a low profile and behave themselves for fear of being found, but several days ago some spies attacked the territory and slaughtered many experts for no reason. They slaughtered human beings inside the Huaman territory? Jian Wushuang was shocked. From what he had learned, monster spies usually wouldn't slaughter human beings unless they were exposed. Therefore what the elder had told him was a rare case. Those attackers were very powerful. Some of them were even rank 7 or 8 monsters. So far they have destroyed 4 tribes, said the elder gravely. In that case, you must be preparing to send some human experts there to kill those spies as soon as possible, said Jian Wushuang. He shot Emperor Daofeng a weird glance before asking, Emperor Daofeng, did you come here to ask me for help? Yes. Emperor Daofeng nodded. These spies are powerful and only divine emperors can kill them all. I came to ask you for help because those attacks took place near the Wu Yen tribe. What? Jian Wushuang's expression suddenly darkened. The Wu Yen tribe was where he had stayed when he first arrived on the monster continent. It was a place where he had felt some rare warmth in his life. He had only spent 1 month there, but he still held some feelings for the tribe. Wu Yu, the lovely girl with big eyes, and Qing who were still on his mind. Did those spies attack the Wu Yen tribe? Jian Wushuang could not help asking. Not yet, Emperor Daofeng answered. I came here because I knew you were from that tribe. Okay, I'll start off now. After saying that, Jian Wushuang left immediately and headed towards the tribe. In no time at all, a flowing light was seen heading from the holy place towards the Wu Yen tribe. Outside the holy place, the spies who had been watching the entrance reported the news the moment they saw Jian Wushuang come out. Inside the Monster Clan's information center, the black-robed elders smiled cruelly upon receiving the news. Sure enough, Sword Emperor set out to save the Wu Yen tribe without a hint of suspicion. But there's no reason for him to think that it was a trap set for him. The elder was right. It never occurred to Jian Wushuang that the whole thing was just a trap set to lure him out. He never thought that the monster clan would specifically target him since he was just an outsider. There were some cases where monster spies had murdered exceptional geniuses from the Monster Exterminating League before they could become really powerful. However, as an outsider and a superior emperor, Jian Wushuang was different. It would be insane for those spies to plan to kill him. What was beyond Jian Wushuang's expectation was that a monster emperor had been driven crazy by the compass he got from Emperor Golden Snake. Master Ji is ready. All we need to do is wait for Sword Emperor to arrive. The black-robed elder sneered. Over the years, he had managed to murder many geniuses and experts. Even though his current target was a superior emperor, he was still confident. At the same time, in a towering palace in the holy place, Temple Master Iceberg also received the news that Jian Wushuang had left the holy place. Finally, you went out by yourself. With the Wu Yin tribe in danger, you couldn't just stand by and watch. Temple Master Iceberg looked grim with an icy smile on his face. I thought you would never leave the holy place. It's true that I can't deal with you as long as you're in the holy place, but now that you've gone outside. Not long after Jian Wushuang left the holy place, Temple Master Iceberg left as well. Chapter 563 Trap. Chapter 563 Trap. A streak of flowing light flashed across an endless plain, known as the Blood Moon Plain. In a grassy area on that plain, a slender man who had been watching the sky above him suddenly narrowed his eyes and immediately sent a message. The target has appeared and will be there in about 10 breaths. At the end of the plain stood 9 towering figures. They looked up into the sky the moment they received the message and quickly noticed a black figure. Here he comes. The leader of the 9 people was a hairy man with dark skin and eyes as sharp as lightning. A sliver of light flashed in these men's eyes. The black figure, Jian Wushuang, was heading towards the Wu Yin tribe. Since there were few wormholes on the monster continent, he had to travel on foot. He was currently traveling through the Blood Moon Plain, which was an area he had to pass in order to reach his destination. What in the world were those monster spies thinking? Why did they kill so many human experts? Jian Wushuang was still lost in thought while considering this question. Suddenly he felt 9 bursts of killing intent in front of him. The look on Jian Wushuang's face instantly became serious as he stopped, then he looked straight ahead and saw 9 figures. Who are those guys? Jian Wushuang became alert. He could tell that the figures were all powerful. Sword Emperor. The leader of the figures spoke to Jian Wushuang in a frosty voice. We have been waiting here for you for so long. Waiting for me? Jian Wushuang's face fell. I've never seen these powerful guys before. Why are they waiting for me on my way to the Wu Yin tribe? They must have known my destination, so that means those attacks in the human territory were meant to draw me out of the holy place. It's a trap. The spies set this trap for me. The idea crossed Jian Wushuang's mind, and he was immediately sure that he was right. He did not know why the spies had targeted him, an outsider, but he knew that there was no way it was good news. Run. Having made his mind clear, Jian Wushuang moved to escape without hesitation. He had been in Monster Continent long enough to know the monster spies' methods very well. The spies had assassinated many geniuses and experts in human territory, and once they targeted someone, their success rate was about 80%. Not being an idiot, Jian Wushuang knew he could not defeat 9 experts at the same time. Since you're already here, why leave in such a hurry? The leader's voice resounded through the area. As the voice fell, an aura more overbearing than a divine emperor's exploded forth. The leader's aura was like a burning flame that spread out in all directions. It looked as if his eyes were burning as well. Monster King. Seeing the fire, the escaping Jian Wushuang felt the man's aura suppressing him, and it felt like a mountain had been placed on his shoulders. He should be a Monster King. Jian Wushuang's eyes narrowed in shock. I know monster spies have their own forces in the Huaman territory, but I never thought the force included a Monster King. What a terrifying group. It was terrifying indeed. So terrifying that it almost drove Jian Wushuang mad. Monster Kings were on a par with the temple masters of the Monster Exterminating League. All 8 of the men with him were rank 9 monsters that were as powerful as human emperors. At that moment, Jian Wushuang had to face them all. He was reasonably sure that the monster spies had gathered all their forces in human territory to kill him. Damn. Are those spies mad? Why are they trying so hard to kill an outsider like me? Jian Wushuang growled. He took out a messaging slip and sent a message to Monster Exterminating League asking for help. Temple Master Pure Moon, help. I'm in the Blood Moon Plains right now and there are 8 rank 9 monsters, along with 1 Monster King trying to kill me. Among all the Temple Masters, the only one from the Monster Exterminating League that Jian Wushuang really had any connection with was Temple Master Pure Moon, and his only messaging slip was from him, so this was the first time he asked him for help. In the East Camp, Temple Master Pure Moon was instantly shocked when he received Jian Wushuang's message. Monster spies are trying to kill Sword Emperor? 1 Monster King and 8 rank 9 monsters are attacking him together? The event was so urgent that Temple Master Pure Moon immediately contacted the other Temple Masters before replying to Jian Wushuang. Sword Emperor, I've informed all the Temple Masters of your situation. Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C are leaving Heaven Wing City and on the way to Blood Moon Plains, but it might take them a half hour to get there. A half hour? Jian Wushuang looked grave. A half hour might be a short time, but his enemies were so powerful that the battle could be settled in a matter of several breaths. Run! Jian Wushuang roared in a low voice. Sword Emperor, you're not going to escape from here. From behind, the leader of the figures chased after Jian Wushuang at a higher speed. At the same time, a purple restriction arose and blocked Jian Wushuang's path. A restriction? Jian Wushuang looked even more terrible. Those spies are indeed well prepared. With so many experts hunting me, they still set up a restriction on the Blood Moon Plain. With only a glance, Jian Wushuang knew that he could not break the restriction in a short amount of time. Azura Secret Skill, Road to the Underworld. Azura Secret Skill, Bridge of Helplessness. Boom. The Blood River swept out with a huge blood bridge hanging over it. The river was surged out and suppressed Jian Wushuang's enemies, along with the Sword Realm. Boom. A dazzling golden light flashed as the Golden Sword Soul Phantom appeared behind Jian Wushuang, followed by a supreme sword essence that swept the area. Jian Wushuang had the heart-killing sword in hand and his killing intent exploded as he reached the peak of his power. There was a fever in his eyes. Since I can't run away, I'll fight to the death. Chapter 564 Monster King. Chapter 564 Monster King. Haha, stop struggling. The leader of the spies, Ji, laughed loudly while the raging flames approached Jian Wushuang. Ji was indeed the king of fire. Boom. Ji clenched his hands and punched toward Jian Wushuang with a force that was like a volcanic eruption. The air in the surrounding area began to burn and the eruption of power seemed to be causing the whole area to shake. Facing this power, the Golden Sword Soul Phantom, which was behind Jian Wushuang, attacked along with a burst of power from the heart-killing sword. The 6th move of the heart-killing sword technique, Blood-Drifting Sword Move. The technique was meant to kill. Before Jian Wushuang had comprehended the Slaughter Dao, he could only display the 4th move of the technique, but now he had mastered the 5th and 6th moves as well. The Monster King, who was a king of fire, and Jian Wushuang, the Emperor of Sword Principle, became embroiled in a fierce battle. The formidable power overwhelmed the surroundings and caused a storm of destruction to rage through the area. While Jian Wushuang was busy battling Ji, a new figure arrived on the Blood Moon Plain. The newcomer was no other than Temple Master Iceberg. Temple Master Iceberg wanted to get Jian Wushuang's compass no matter what it took. However, it was almost impossible to take it while he stayed inside the holy place, so he followed Jian Wushuang to the plain. The moment he arrived, he spotted the battle between Jian Wushuang and Monster King. That's Jian Wushuang and a group of monster spies. Temple Master Iceberg's eyes widened. What's going on? Are those spies trying to kill Jian Wushuang? Temple Master Iceberg was surprised. 1 Monster King and 8 rank 9 monsters have joined together to hunt Jian Wushuang. I never knew the demonic beast had such a strong force hidden inside the human territory. However, this is good for me. Temple Master Iceberg was so thrilled that his face flushed red while his eyes filled with joy and excitement. Yes, joy and excitement. God is on my side. Temple Master Iceberg cried in secret. He had been very annoyed when he was unable to find a chance to kill Jian Wushuang. But now, these monster spies were providing him with the perfect opportunity. As he watched Ji's powerful attack rush towards Jian Wushuang, Temple Master Iceberg was impressed. He is indeed a powerful monster king. The master happily cheered him on in his heart. Kill him. Kill him. As a human being and a temple master, his first thought should have been to save Jian Wushuang, but instead he stood by and watched while hoping that the monster spies would kill Jian Wushuang. After that, he would kill the spies and claim the compass. With this scenario he would not get into trouble. After all, it would not be him but monster spies that had killed Jian Wushuang. Boom. Finally, the energy storm dissipated and a messy figure shot backwards quite a distance before finally regaining its balance. The figure was Jian Wushuang, and even though he looked bad, his aura was still quite vigorous. It was obvious that he was not really injured. How is this possible? Ji looked at Jian Wushuang in astonishment. How could he take my attack head-on and not get injured? It's time to run. After being knocked backwards by Ji, Jian Wushuang attempted to flee without any hesitation. Luckily, I mastered the 10th level of the bone fusion technique before I left the holy place, so my body is much stronger than it was before. Otherwise, I would not have been able to block this Monster King's attack. Jian Wushuang felt lucky. This Monster King really is a king among monsters. He is much more powerful than me. Jian Wushuang had tried his best to fight against him, but he was still overpowered. However, he had managed to weaken the strikes enough that he could withstand them. Even though my body is strong, I should be cautious and avoid facing him directly so that I can buy myself some time. Jian Wushuang analyzed the situation quickly. He was currently stuck here because of the restriction that covered this area. However, by relying on his realm technique, he would be able to deal with these spies for the time being without losing his life, as long as he did not fight with them head-to-head. Kill him. Ji chased after Jian Wushuang and closed in on him while surrounded by fire. As for the other 8 monster spies, they surrounded Jian Wushuang from all directions. Piss off. Jian Wushuang roared. The heart-killing sword struck out with the power of the slaughter Dao behind it and forced 2 enemies in front of Jian Wushuang backwards. Hump. Although those rank 9 monsters can't hurt me at all, they can still cause me some trouble. Jian Wushuang's eyes became cold. He did not need to fear any of the spies except for the Monster King. He was confident that he could break through a joint attack from 3 rank 9 monsters. Go to hell, human. Ji approached Jian Wushuang from behind, with his fist flying towards Jian Wushuang like a meteorite falling from the sky. Jian Wushuang was unable to completely dodge the incoming fist, so he used his swordsmanship to help deflect the blow. Boom. A booming sound echoed throughout the area as Jian Wushuang was pressed down into the ground, causing a large crater to form. The next moment, Jian Wushuang leaped aside and rushed away, continuing to prolong the battle. I used all my power in that blow just now, but it only wounded him slightly. While gazing at Jian Wushuang, he could sense that Jian Wushuang's aura was almost as powerful as before. He has mastered the 10th level of the bone fusion technique, which means his body is now among the strongest out of all the temple masters. Not only that, he is fast. He has already asked for help, so it won't take long for them to arrive here. Once that happens, I won't be able to kill him, and even escaping will be quite difficult. Chapter 565, The Evacuation. Chapter 565, The Evacuation. Ji looked grave. I have to kill him now. He roared towards the sky in his monster voice. The very next moment his body began to bulge, growing from 2 meters to over 10 meters. At the same time his appearance changed as well, becoming more fierce. He transformed into a giant red bear with a ferocious aura in no time. He revealed his original form. Temple Master Iceberg, who was hiding outside of the restriction, saw the sudden change, which caused his eyes to light up. These monster spies had gone through a lot of effort to change their look into that of a human beings, but the fact was, they were more powerful when in their original form. This Monster King's power doubled when he transformed back into his original form. I can't wait to see whether Jian Wushuang can still fight back against him or not. Temple Master Iceberg was full of expectation and had become impatient because he knew that Jian Wushuang's allies would arrive soon. Once that happened, he would lose his chance to kill Jian Wushuang. Howl? The bear howled and charged at Jian Wushuang like a moving mountain, with both of its huge paws punching towards Jian Wushuang in succession. The bear's huge body did not slow its speed at all. Palm after palm, it punched toward Jian Wushuang. Ping! Jian Wushuang could not dodge all of the attacks and finally got hit by one of them. He immediately felt as if he had been struck by a mountain. His blood began surging wildly inside him, and a trace of it even flowed from between his lips and dripped down his pale face. His power is terrifying. Jian Wushuang was shocked. Even with my strengthened body, I was still wounded. I'm afraid that taking 3 or 4 more palms would cost me my life. Jian Wushuang was in shock, but the monster spies were completely dumbfounded. How is that possible? How could he manage to withstand my most powerful strike? Is his body really that strong? The spies all felt frightened by the fact that Jian Wushuang had survived the Monster King's powerful blow with just his body. Among the 33 Temple Masters, other than Temple Master Black Spirit, who has mastered the 11th level of the Bone Fusion technique, no one could match Jian Wushuang in physical defense, Ji growled silently. Right then he received a message from his messaging slip. Master Ji, Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C are only 1,000 miles away, so they will arrive here in 15 minutes. They are so quick. Ji was surprised. From the moment they decided to kill Jian Wushuang, they had prepared for everything. It had been clear to them that Jian Wushuang would ask Human League for help and that Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C, the nearest 2 from the Blood Moon Plain, might come. So they had arranged some spies to watch the roads to the plain. Ji made sure to know when the 2 Temple Masters would arrive. As for Temple Master Iceberg, he had followed Jian Wushuang so cautiously that neither Jian Wushuang nor the monster spies had spotted him. 15 minutes. Ji shot Jian Wushuang a ruthless glance. This is beyond my expectations. His body defense is so strong. Maybe I can kill in 15 minutes, but I probably can't take his body with me. This is not what crystal-armored Monster Emperor wants. Killing Jian Wushuang and taking back his body as well as his interspatial ring, was what Ji had been told. Among them the ring was the most important. Ji was not sure that he could kill Jian Wushuang and take his body away in only 15 minutes. Our mission has failed. Let's go. Ji quickly ordered. A moment later his body began to shrink to the size of a normal human being's. He gave up killing Jian Wushuang and began to turn away. The other spies followed him without thinking. Did they give up on killing me? Jian Wushuang paused and felt relieved when he saw that the spies were planning to evacuate from the plane. However, Temple Master Iceberg, who was still in hiding, looked at the spies who were leaving with a grim expression. A group of trash. Temple Master Iceberg cursed. He had planned to seize Jian Wushuang's interspatial ring after those spies killed him, so it never occurred to him that the spies would fail despite gathering together such a powerful force. It looks like I will have to kill Jian Wushuang myself. Temple Master Iceberg's eyes took on a chilling look as he licked his lips. I may get in trouble after I kill him, but it doesn't matter as long as I can get the compass. Moreover, I don't believe the elders in the Monster Exterminating League will turn against me because of the death of an outsider. Having made up his mind, Temple Master Iceberg made his move. Whoosh! A flowing light flashed across the sky. Then Temple Master Iceberg appeared with a long gold spear in his hand. The spear sparkled with a formidable power behind it. Then, in the next moment, it easily cut through the restriction on the plane. This move fully demonstrated his power because even if it was Jian Wushuang, it would take him a rather long time to break this restriction that the spies went all out to set up. Jian Wushuang and the spies both spotted Temple Master Iceberg at the same time. Damn, he is a Temple Master from the Human League. Judging by his aura, he is Temple Master Iceberg. Damn, why is he here? Ji and the other spies all looked glum. Temple Master Iceberg was ranked in the top 3 among the Temple Masters in the Monster Exterminating League. He could kill all the spies here on his own. Temple Master Iceberg. Jian Wushuang was surprised by Temple Master Iceberg's sudden appearance. He was just as confused by Temple Master Iceberg's presence here as the spies were. He was confused. Why did Temple Master Iceberg arrive here before Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C? Shouldn't he still be in the holy place? Chapter 566, Temple Master Iceberg's Killing Intent. Chapter 566, Temple Master Iceberg's Killing Intent. Unless, an idea crossed Jian Wushuang's mind. His expression instantly fell when he looked toward Temple Master Iceberg. He realized that the Temple Master had broken through the restriction from his side, so he was nearer to him than the monster spies. Jian Wushuang also noticed that the Temple Master was glaring at him instead of the escaping spies. He could even see a chilling killing intent in those eyes. He came to kill me, not to help me. Jian Wushuang quickly realized the Temple Master's true intent. He held the heart-killing sword tightly in one hand and drew several marks with the other hand, quickly activating the 18 levels of hell. At the same time, there was a light between his eyebrows, where a formidable sword essence was preparing to attack. In front of him, a jade bottle filled with a milky white liquid emerged, which turned out to be the icy heart poison. In such a short time, Jian Wushuang had already prepared his 3 killing moves. He never gave up easily. If Temple Master Iceberg really dared to attack him, he would fight back with every one of his killing moves. Though he knew he might not be able to kill the Temple Master, he could at least give him a tough battle. While filled with killing intent, Temple Master Iceberg gazed closely at Jian Wushuang, giving little attention to the spies. However, just as he was about to attack Jian Wushuang, he sensed a new aura arrive. The aura frightened him so much that his heart could not help twitching. His eyes betrayed his fear as he changed his target without even a second thought. Damn you monster spies! How dare you try to kill a human divine emperor? Let me send you to hell. He roared towards the spies, his voice echoing out over the plains. Jian Wushuang was astonished when he saw him give up killing him and start hunting the spies so crazily. What is he doing? Jian Wushuang was confused. He was quite sure that the Temple Master had come for him. He had even prepared for a life-and-death battle, so he never thought the Temple Master would change his mind. However, it didn't take him long to figure out the reason because he saw a lady appear in front of the spies. The lady looked pretty and stately in her blue dress, along with her blue hair that was hanging down to her feet. Even her eyes had a blue shine to them. She stood still, surrounded by waving ripples of air that made the others feel as if they were floating in a sea. Time seemed to be frozen. The escaping spies and Monster King all looked terrified when they saw this lady. Temple Master, Black Spirit. What is she doing here? Why did Temple Master Black Spirit, the #1 expert in the Human League, come here? The spies felt helpless and Monster King Ji looked pale. They knew that if they were facing Temple Master Iceberg they might be able to make it out alive. But now they had to face Temple Master Black Spirit. Even the most powerful overlord among the monsters, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, might not be her match. Monster spies. The lady stood there, towering above them in the air. After giving a cold glance to the spies, she waved her hand. A blue wave immediately rolled out towards the spies and surrounded them. The spies struggled hard, but with a clench of the lady's hands, a cracking sound was heard as their throats were instantly crushed. A moment later they all fell to the ground, dead. Jian Wushuang held his breath as he took in this scene. This lady had killed a monster king that was as powerful as a human temple master, along with 8 rank 9 monsters with 1 casual strike. How powerful is she? The #1 expert in the Human League is truly powerful beyond belief. Temple Master Iceberg was filled with the same horror as Jian Wushuang. He hurried to Temple Master Black Spirit and greeted her respectfully. Temple Master Black Spirit. Temple Master Iceberg knew very well that he was no match for this lady despite being ranked within the top 3 of the Monster Exterminating League. It was her mighty power that frightened the demonic beasts on the monster continent. Therefore she was the absolute leader of their league. Temple Master Iceberg dared not go against her. After putting away the spies' bodies and interspatial rings, Temple Master Black Spirit looked toward Temple Master Iceberg and said, Temple Master Iceberg, you acted so quickly. I hurried here as soon as I learned that some monster spies were attacking our Divine Emperor, but I still arrived here later than you. Temple Master Iceberg paused for a moment before he continued, I happened to be in the area when I received the news. I see. Temple Master Black Spirit raised her eyebrows, but she did not question him further. At that time 2 flowing lights rushed toward them from the sky, and in no time they had landed. They were none other than Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C. Temple Master Black Spirit, Temple Master Iceberg. The newcomers looked surprised to see Temple Master Black Spirit there and greeted her respectfully. Where are the monster spies? Temple Master Black Feather finally asked. I've killed them all. Sorry to have you hurry here in vain, said Temple Master Black Spirit. Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C were startled by those words. As far as they knew, Temple Master Black Spirit rarely left the holy place to go outside, so they could not understand why she had come to kill these spies in person. Chapter 567, Returning to the Wu Yen Tribe. Chapter 567, Returning to the Wu Yen Tribe. It should take the Temple Masters a much longer time to arrive at Blood Moon Plain from the Holy Place than from Heaven Wing City. However, Temple Master Black Spirit still arrived before the other two. Temple Master Iceberg, did you come here from the Holy Place? Temple Master Black Feather shot him an odd glance and asked. No, I happened to be near the plain, Temple Master Iceberg answered flatly. Oh. Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C exchanged a glance, but they did not question him further. They turned to Jian Wushuang and said, Are you Sword Emperor? Jian Wushuang took a deep breath before walking to them. Yes, I'm Jian Wushuang. I pay my respect to you Temple Masters. Jian Wushuang bowed to all the masters except Temple Master Iceberg. He had spotted Temple Master Iceberg's killing intent. He gave up killing me and turned to kill the monster spies because he realized that Temple Master Black Spirit had arrived. If she hadn't come or had come just a little bit later, I would have been killed. A sliver of light flashed in Jian Wushuang's eyes. Jian Wushuang. Temple Master Black Spirit spoke. Immediately the other masters shut their mouth. I learned of this situation from Daofeng. If I'm right, this was a special trap that the monster spies set for you. They killed so many human warriors near the Wu Yen tribe in order to draw you out of the holy place and kill you, Temple Master Black Spirit continued. Jian Wushuang's face fell. Normally, monster spies would hide from human experts, so he had been quite confused when he heard about the monster spies' cruel crimes near the Wu Yen tribe. At this point he finally realized that it was all a trap. Were those spies mad? They killed so many people just to draw you out into this trap? Even though you're talented, you're still only an outsider, said Temple Master Black Feather with an odd expression. All right. Whatever it was they wanted, they are dead now. Temple Master Black Spirit looked toward Jian Wushuang. I believe that only a few of their forces are still left in our human territory. So, in the near future they won't be able to organize another assassination attempt on you. Jian Wushuang, you can pay the Wu Yen tribe a visit before going back to the holy place, but once you return I want you to come see me. I have something to ask you. Okay. Jian Wushuang nodded. After giving out that order, Temple Master Black Spirit turned around and left. Temple Master Black Feather and Temple Master 9C also left, returning to Heaven Wing City. As for Temple Master Iceberg, he shot Jian Wushuang a chilling glance before leaving. Now only Jian Wushuang still remained on the plain. He looked grim. I was too careless. He had thought that there were few who could threaten his life in human territory, but he had underestimated the power of the monsters. It never occurred to him that the monsters would arrange such a powerful force to kill him. Temple Master Iceberg's sudden appearance was also beyond his expectations. He had known that Temple Master Iceberg wanted to kill him, but he had not expected him to take action while they were still inside the human territory. Without Temple Master Black Spirit's help today, Jian Wushuang might have already died. Danger lies everywhere on the road of cultivation, and every step on it should be taken with caution. No matter where I go, I should never let my guard down. After all, I won't have a second chance at life. Jian Wushuang clenched his fists. This trap had taught him a valuable lesson. With those thoughts in mind, he headed towards the Wu Yen tribe. In the Monster Spies Information Center, the black-robed elder received the news of his men failing to kill Jian Wushuang as soon as Temple Master Black Spirit killed the spies. Failed? Even with 80% of our forces in human territory gathered at the Blood Moon Plain, they still failed to kill Jian Wushuang. Master Ji even lost his life. Trash, a group of trash. The elder roared, his eyes covered with streaks of blood. A good while later the elder finally calmed down. The loss of those spies will largely weaken our power inside the human territory. I must be more cautious from this moment on. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor must be enraged by the news. Thinking of this, the elder shuddered. The Wu Yen tribe used to be a busy place, but since monster spies started killing humans and destroying villages, the people there had become alarmed and frightened. When Jian Wushuang arrived at the entrance of the tribe, the gate was shut. The whole place was heavily guarded. Luckily, the Wu Yen tribe is safe. Jian Wushuang let out a sigh of relief and passed over the gate through the air. Who's there? When they spotted Jian Wushuang moving through the air, the clansmen immediately shouted at him. However, they looked surprised when they finally got a clear look at Jian Wushuang's face. It's Master Wushuang. Our hero, Sword Emperor, came back. Look guys, Sword Emperor came back. The place went into an uproar upon Jian Wushuang's arrival. Almost everyone came out of their homes, full of excitement as they welcomed Jian Wushuang back. 2 months ago, the people from every corner of this tribe all heard that Jian Wushuang had killed Emperor Golden Snake and become a new divine emperor in the Monster Exterminating League. For them, it was a miracle that Jian Wushuang could kill a divine emperor when he was only in the Saint Realm. They did not care that their hero was an outsider. All that mattered to them was that they were both humans and that Jian Wushuang had joined their tribe. Chapter 568 Farewell. Chapter 568, Farewell. Haha, brother Wushuang. Laughter rang out. Jianghu had initially walked out, having left the East Camp 1 month ago, but he hurriedly returned after he received the news that monster spies appeared around their tribe. Wu Yuan and the other elders followed him. Jian Wushuang looked at those around him and spoke with a smile on his face. Jianghu, leader Wu Yuan and everyone. A childish voice was then heard saying, "Big brother Wushuang." It was Wu Yu, and she stared at Jian Wushuang, looking delighted and surprised. Jianghu beside her looked at this young man with admiration. "Little Yu." "Jianghu." Jian Wushuang said hello to them while patting the girl's head. Then he said, "Leader Wu Yuan, Jianghu, let's go talk inside." "Sure." Jianghu nodded and walked toward their meeting tent, accompanied by his clansmen. Jian Wushuang sat down with Jianghu, Wu Yuan, and the elders while the other clansmen, including Wu Yu and Jianghu, waited outside. "Brother Wushuang, it's good that you've come back. Now that we have a divine emperor's protection, those monster spies won't dare to offend us," Jianghu said with confidence. Wu Yuan and the others nodded in agreement. They had been worried that those monster spies would attack them. As their tribe had only one first-grade divine general, they were unable to resist them. However, things had changed after the arrival of Jian Wushuang. "Don't worry. The target of those monster spies is not any human experts but me. Since their plan has failed, they should have left. Even if they haven't left, they won't show up again," Jian Wushuang said. Jianghu looked at Jian Wushuang with a frown. "Brother Wushuang, do you mean that those monster spies came for you?" "Yes." Jian Wushuang nodded and then told them about his experience on the road. Jianghu, Wu Yuan, and the others were petrified when they learned that this divine emperor had been ambushed by a monster king and 8 rank 9 monsters. "Fortunately, Temple Master Black Spirit showed up, or I might have been killed," Jian Wushuang said in a relaxed tone. Jianghu began to blame himself. "It's my fault. I was just thinking of sending a message to ask for your help, but I didn't consider what their purpose was and almost put you in danger." "Jianghu, you don't have to think like that. I've stayed in the Wu Yen tribe and can be regarded as one of your clansmen. If the Wu Yen tribe gets into trouble, I should be the first one to arrive," Jian Wushuang said with a smile. Jianghu and Wu Yuan were gratified by his response. "Temple Master Black Spirit asked me to visit her after I returned to the holy place, and she wanted to inquire about something, so I can't stay long." Jian Wushuang continued, "I'll be here for 2 days. If those monster spies remain here, I'll kill them all. And if they have disappeared, I'll leave." "Okay, that's good." Wu Yuan nodded. Temple Master Black Spirit is the backbone of our human population. Indeed, we can't make her wait long." Jianghu nodded. "All right." Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows and took out a few jade slips. "Leader, these are level 7 and level 8 bone fusion technique manuals that I got from our league. I do have level 9 and level 10 manuals, but the league set a rule that manuals at level 9 and above are not allowed to spread out, so I'm only able to give you 2 levels of manuals." "Level 7 and level 8? Wu Yuan's eyes became fervent as he said, "That's enough, that's enough. Level 7 and level 8. Wow, I've just reached level 6, Jianghu responded with surprise and delight. Regarding level 9 and level 10, they already knew about the rules of the Monster Exterminating League. The level 9 and above manuals, which belonged to the second volume of Bone Fusion Technique, were very precious, so it was forbidden to spread them out. Even experts from the Monster Exterminating League who had paid monster cores for them were unable to give those manuals to anyone else. Over the next 2 days, Jian Wushuang remained with the tribe. Sometimes he played tricks on Wu Yu, and sometimes he gave Jianghu some guidance. As the first young man in this tribe, Jianghu was talented. Jian Wushuang thought that this young man would probably be a divine general and might become a divine emperor if he was lucky. As Jian Wushuang expected, the monster spies who had shown up around the Wu Yen tribe had disappeared, though he did not know whether they had left or were hiding somewhere. Jian Wushuang only knew that since those spies appeared, they would not hide for long, because a divine general guard led by a divine emperor had come here and they were looking for monster spies on a massive scale. And once they found them, those spies would be killed without a doubt. Calm was restored in the tribe. Now Jian Wushuang was about to leave for the holy place and numerous clansmen saw him off. Qinghua, how long have you been a first-grade divine general? Jian Wushuang walked with Qinghua as he spoke. It's been a long time. Qinghua sighed. I'm not sure if I can ever be a second-grade divine general in my lifetime. You will be. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly, took out an interspatial ring and gave it to Qinghua. There are several monster cores inside this. It's enough for you to spend several days on the 3rd floor of Earth Core Palace. It won't be difficult for you to make a breakthrough during that time. Brother Wushuang, this is... Qinghua hesitated. Take it. You know that I'm an outsider, so I don't know whether or not I can return to the tribe. You're the only pillar of this tribe and should get stronger, Jian Wushuang said with a smile. Qinghua breathed deeply as he took the interspatial ring. Thank you, Qinghua said with gratitude. Okay, goodbye everyone. Jian Wushuang turned around and clasped his hands toward those clansmen when he arrived at the tribe's gate. Then he left. Wu Yu's childish voice was heard once again. Big brother Wushuang, I wish you all the best. Chapter 569, Temple Master Black Spirit. Chapter 569, Temple Master Black Spirit. Jian Wushuang had not encountered any enemies on his way to the holy place. He immediately went to meet Temple Master Black Spirit after he arrived there. In a grand palace, which was located in the highest position among many lines of palaces, a beautiful blue-haired lady in a blue robe sat on the throne. She seemed as mysterious as the ocean. Filled with a faint blue light that contained some special magic, her eyes looked terrifying. Temple Master Black Spirit was known as the topmost master among the 33 temple masters. She was the most powerful and therefore had the highest status. As for the other temple masters, some stayed in campsites, some were in closed-door meditation, and some traveled around even going to the other plane worlds. Only Temple Master Black Spirit had guarded the holy place for a long period of time. Even though she rarely made an appearance, no one was able to surpass her fame. Although Temple Master Iceberg had a high status in the Monster Exterminating League, he was still inferior to Temple Master Black Spirit. Temple Master Black Spirit. Jian Wushuang stood in front of her with a hint of respect. Jian Wushuang. Temple Master Black Spirit looked down with her magic eyes. Do you know why I want to meet you? No, Jian Wushuang replied, shaking his head. He really did not know why she had summoned him. Temple Master Black Spirit spoke with an indifferent look. Do you know a man called Jian? Jian. Jian Wushuang was stunned for a second and then shook his head. You don't know him? Temple Master Black Spirit murmured. If not, then why do you have his sword and how do you know how to perform the sword skill that he created? I have his sword? Jian Wushuang was surprised but he immediately understood. Are you talking about the Sword Ancestor? Actually, he did not know the Sword Ancestor's real name. The Sword Ancestor had always only called himself that, so no one knew what his real name was. Sword Ancestor? I don't know whether he is the Sword Ancestor or not. I just know that his name is Jian, and the powerful sword of killing in your hand is his weapon. He created the swordsmanship you used when fighting Emperor Golden Snake. It's called the heart-killing sword technique, right? Temple Master Black Spirit asked. Jian Wushuang replied, right? Since my heart-killing sword and heart-killing sword technique come from the Sword Ancestor, he must be the Jian that you mentioned. So you know him? Temple Master Black Spirit asked while looking at Jian Wushuang. Yep, I not only know him but actually, the Sword Ancestor Jian is my ancestor. He created the bloodline of the Sword Ancestor and I'm descended from him, Jian Wushuang said. Oh. Temple Master Black Spirit nodded and asked with some expectation, how is he doing? This? Jian Wushuang glanced at Temple Master Black Spirit in astonishment. He knew that she had special feelings when she was talking about the Sword Ancestor. He guessed that it was about love even though he had never had such feelings. Temple Master Black Spirit and Sword Ancestor were? Jian Wushuang sighed inwardly. Then he responded honestly, Temple Master, the Sword Ancestor died thousands of years ago. Died? As I expected. Temple Master Black Spirit sighed. She was somewhat disappointed even though she had already guessed the result. Thousands of years ago he said he would come back to find me but he never returned. I guess that he might have been killed. It's a pity that I was unable to leave the monster continent to look for him because of my duty, Temple Master Black Spirit mumbled with a complicated expression, but she quickly calmed down. She then looked over at Jian Wushuang and said, 2 months ago, I saw you fighting with Emperor Golden Snake in the dark. Oh. Jian Wushuang did not expect that Temple Master Black Spirit had been watching that life-death duel. The moment that I saw you holding the heart-killing sword and perform the heart-killing sword technique, I knew that you had some relationship with Jian, so I paid more attention to you. When I received the news that you encountered monster spies, I immediately went to save you. And fortunately, I arrived in time, Temple Master Black Spirit said. Hearing this, Jian Wushuang was shocked. He had been wondering why Temple Master Black Spirit, who rarely left the holy place, had come to save him. Now, he finally knew that he had received her special consideration because of the sword ancestor. Speaking of this assassination, I don't know why those monster spies spared no effort to try and kill you. Temple Master Black Spirit looked at the young man while speaking. I don't know either. Jian Wushuang shook his head. As an outsider, I do have some talents, but I don't deserve to be hunted like this. Moreover, we haven't had any conflicts, so the only possibility is that I have something they want. Something they want. Jian Wushuang immediately thought of the compass. The compass had to be precious because Temple Master Iceberg had tried his best to defeat him. If I'm right, what the demonic beasts wanted must have been the compass, Jian Wushuang said. What compass? Temple Master Black Spirit asked. Jian Wushuang showed her the compass without hesitation. He was not worried that the beautiful lady would grab it. She had already saved him, so even if she asked him to give her the compass, he would not refuse. Jian Wushuang handed the compass to the beautiful lady and said, Temple Master Black Spirit, this is the compass. She took it from him and looked it over. She frowned slightly because she was unable to see any difference between this compass and others. Temple Master Black Spirit asked, Jian Wushuang, you said that those monster spies came for this? What secret does this compass have? I'm not clear about it. Jian Wushuang shook his head. But I know that Temple Master Iceberg greatly values it and desperately wants to get it. He had intended to kill me in Blood Moon Plain, but he changed his mind to deal with those monster spies because he saw that you were there. Chapter 570, A Token. Chapter 570, A Token. Oh, it's no wonder I saw Temple Master Iceberg behaving in an odd way. He was supposed to attack the monster spies, but he charged toward you instead. His real target was you, Temple Master Black Spirit sneered. She had noticed it when she arrived, but she did not ask any further since Temple Master Iceberg had not attacked this young man. Only now did she finally realize his true purpose. Temple Master Iceberg ranks within the top 3 in the league, so something he tried his best to get must be unusual. Those monster spies really could have come for this compass, Temple Master Black Spirit said, then returned it to him. Keep it well. Don't worry about Temple Master Iceberg. As long as I'm here, he can't hurt you. Jian Wushuang's eyes lit up immediately. Temple Master Black Spirit might be the only one qualified to say those words. Although Temple Master Iceberg was powerful, he was still nothing when compared to Temple Master Black Spirit. As for those demonic beasts, you don't need to worry about them either. After all, you're still in the human territory. The monsters have a limited amount of strength here. This time they sent a Monster King and 8 rank 9 monsters to kill you, but they ended up suffering a great loss, so it's impossible for them to attack you again in the near future. Right? He laughed, but he did not feel relieved in his heart. There is a saying, a fall in the pit, a gain in your wit. He had learned a lesson from the previous assassination attempt, so he would not let it happen again. Of course, the powerful are always respected. As long as you're strong enough, it doesn't matter if you own heaven-defying treasure. Who's going to covet it? Strength is the most important thing. Since you're still in the Saint Realm, there's plenty of room for you to improve, so you should aim for the Cloud Realm as soon as possible. If you do that, no one would be able to challenge you. Temple Master Black Spirit spoke like a senior teaching a junior how to behave. Okay. Jian Wushuang nodded respectfully while feeling more goodwill towards her. He could tell that Temple Master Black Spirit was treating him as her junior. Here you are. Temple Master Black Spirit waved her hand and threw a blue object towards the young man. Jian Wushuang received it and found out that it was a blue token. Temple Master Black Spirit, what's this? Jian Wushuang looked over at her in surprise. This is my token. If you encounter any problems, you can use it to send messages to me, Temple Master Black Spirit replied. Jian Wushuang's eyes shone with delight. If I encounter any problems, I can use it to send messages to Temple Master Black Spirit, the #1 expert in the Monster Exterminating League. I'm afraid few people receive such special treatment. Apart from that, the token has another use. Temple Master Black Spirit looked over at him and continued, you can go to the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace with this token. The 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace? Jian Wushuang was stunned. The Earth Core Palace had 5 floors in total. The first 4 floors were designed for origin meditation. As for the 5th floor, it was said the relic which supported the Monster Exterminating League was on the 5th floor. The miraculous events that happened inside the Earth Core Palace were related to this relic. Furthermore, the bone fusion technique came from the 5th floor. Levels 11 and 12 of the bone fusion technique could only be found there. The reason why Jian Wushuang yearned to go to the 5th floor was to have a look at the last 2 level manuals for the bone fusion technique. The requirement for accessing the 5th floor was obviously greater than that of the first 4 floors. No matter what realm an expert was in, he could enter any of the first 4 floors as long as he had enough cores. However, for the 5th floor, the Monster Exterminating League had a rule that only a Temple Master was qualified to enter the 5th floor. But now, Temple Master Black Spirit told him that he could use this token to enter the 5th floor. Don't worry. They all follow my orders because I'm in charge of the Earth Core Palace. If I say you can enter the 5th floor, then you can, Temple Master Black Spirit responded in an absolutely confident tone. Thank you, Temple Master Black Spirit, Jian Wushuang said gratefully as he started to sigh in his heart. He had underestimated Temple Master Black Spirit's status in the Monster Exterminating League. It was said that Temple Master Black Spirit always kept her promises and that no one dared to disobey her orders. Jian Wushuang thought it was exaggerated, but now he knew it was true. Okay, if there is nothing else, you can leave. Temple Master Black Spirit waved her hand. Jian Wushuang respectfully bowed to the beautiful lady and then left. He was tingling with excitement. I never would have expected Temple Master Black Spirit to have such a close relationship with Sword Ancestor. I should thank Sword Ancestor this time. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly while holding the token. The 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace, the core of the holy place, where the supreme relic is. Jian Wushuang's eyes sparkled with expectation. Ever since he had arrived on the monster continent, he had heard people mention it many times. This relic was the only reason the humans could possess 10% of the territory while under the suppression of the monster population. Jian Wushuang wanted to know what this relic was. I'll go to the 5th floor right now, Jian Wushuang thought. At this point he headed straight for the Earth Core Palace. Shortly after, the other Temple Masters received the news that Temple Master Black Spirit gave Jian Wushuang a token and that the young man was qualified to enter the 5th floor with it. Most of them were calm, but a few Temple Masters were indignant about it. Temple Master Iceberg was the angriest one. Temple Master Black Spirit gave Jian Wushuang a token? She allowed him to enter the 5th floor? How can it be? She severely restricted Temple Masters' rights to go to the 5th floor. Under normal circumstances, we rarely have the opportunity to go there. However, Jian Wushuang is only a Saint Realm expert, so how is he qualified to enter? Unfair, it's unfair. Temple Master Iceberg snarled in his own palace. He only complained about it in his own palace, not daring to say something outside. After all, it was Temple Master Black Spirit's decision. Few people dared to disobey her order in the whole Monster Exterminating League. Chapter 571, A Broken Finger. Chapter 571, A Broken Finger. Temple Master Black Spirit was known as the most powerful expert in the Monster Exterminating League. So, it was only natural that she took charge of the relic on the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace. And because this relic was in her possession, the monsters did not dare to push them too hard. If Temple Master Black Spirit was not here or if she ever left the monster continent for dozens of years, there would be no Huaman territory on the monster continent. While Jian Wushuang was heading for the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace, an angry roar could be heard echoing out from a huge ancient forest in the monster territory. Trash, a group of trash. A monster king and 8 rank 9 monsters failed to kill a human who only divine emperor battle strength. You all are good for nothing. I have waited here for more than 2 months and this is the result I get. Damn it. In this ancient forest, there were many demonic beasts, including some powerful rank 7, rank 8 and rank 9 monsters, along with even some monster kings. However, all of them were terrified by this snarl. They all knew who let out it. It was the overlord of their monster population and the supreme existence they all held in awe. Command? The resonant roar became cold and rang out again. All of my people assemble right now. Our target is the human territory. The order caused a commotion throughout the monster population. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor was the overlord of the monster population. The Crystal-armored Monster Clan was one of the top 3 monster groups in the whole monster continent. As it was so powerful, many monster groups were affiliated with it and obeyed the orders from Crystal-armored Monster Emperor. The affiliated monster groups instantly assembled and formed into a mighty monster army. They were led by Crystal-armored Monster Emperor as they swarmed towards the human territory like hornets. This compass is related to the ancient world token. No matter what it takes, even if I have to start a war with the humans, I'll get it. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor was determined to obtain it. Jian Wushuang arrived at the 5th floor of Earth Core Palace by using the token Temple Master Black Spirit had given him. The 5th floor was different from the first 4 floors because they were filled with secret chambers. However, this floor was a completely open area. Oh. Jian Wushuang carefully tried to sense the surroundings. The origin energy here seems to be denser than that on the 4th floor. Jian Wushuang sighed in private. The deeper someone went in the Earth Core Palace, the denser the origin energy would be. The 5th floor, where the relic was stored, represented the core of the Earth Core Palace, so it was only natural that the origin energy was denser. I wonder what the relic is, Jian Wushuang thought with a hint of curiosity while looking around. This was a dim open area with only a gleam of faint light. It was a streak of red light. Jian Wushuang was unable to see the surroundings clearly, so he could only walk toward the red light. The closer he approached, the brighter the red light became. It even became somewhat dazzling. When he was dozens of feet away from the red light, he finally saw it clearly. Jian Wushuang was dumbfounded and felt as if his scalp would burst. This streak of red light, the only light on the 5th floor, turned out to be a scarlet finger. Right, it was a broken finger, the same as humans, but it was much larger. It was 10 feet long, as large as a normal human. Such a big finger, and it's just a broken one? Jian Wushuang was shaken. He also realized that it was the broken scarlet finger that represented the core of the 5th floor and the source of everything. The origin energy here, which was countless times denser than in the outside world, radiated from this broken finger. It meant that this broken finger was the relic that supported the entire human population. This broken finger was the relic. I had been guessing at what the relic could be, but now, Jian Wushuang sighed. He did not expect a broken finger to be the relic. Because of this broken finger, the Earth Core Palace appeared and the human population had survived, even under suppression of demonic beasts. For a broken finger to have such an amazing power. Who is the owner of this broken finger? Jian Wushuang wondered. He was not clear about its origin, but he was definitely sure that its owner must have come from somewhere outside of this ancient world. He breathed deeply, recovering from his shock, and looked over at the broken finger. What's the special nature of this broken finger? Jian Wushuang was deep in thought. He sat before this broken finger as his consciousness began to sweep toward it. Once he finished covering with his consciousness, he felt a response from the broken finger. Buzz. A stream of overwhelming information was transmitted over. This is. Jian Wushuang widened his eyes. Inheritance, this is an inheritance. He was greatly taken aback. An inheritance was a sort of way in which someone instilled his knowledge in others. Jian Wushuang had heard of it, but he had not experienced before. Jian Wushuang immediately knew what the content was. The inheritance is the bone fusion technique, and it seems to be a complete inheritance, he murmured. Then he closed his eyes and began to truly inherit bone fusion technique. It started from the first level. Then it progressed to level 2, level 3. He had mastered level 10 of the bone fusion technique, so he did not take it seriously. What he really cared about was the last 2 levels of the bone fusion technique. Level 11. Jian Wushuang thought with expectation. Now he was inheriting the level 11 manual. Level 11 was far more complicated than level 10. Furthermore, he realized that not everyone was able to receive it. Chapter 572 Immortality. Chapter 572, Immortality. The difficulty continually increased for each level of the bone fusion technique. Even temple masters were barely able to receive level 10. As for level 11, whether they could inherit it depended on their own ability. Level 11 was not difficult for Jian Wushuang. After a while, the level 11 manual was deeply imprinted on his mind. Then he went on to level 12, the last level of the bone fusion technique. It became hard for him. The moment he started to inherit the level 12 manual, he felt an overwhelming pressure on him as if his organs were about to be smashed to pieces. This unprecedented oppression was targeting his body. The longer it took to complete the inheritance, the more powerful the oppression would become. It seems that inheriting the level 12 manual requires a more powerful body. If my body doesn't meet the requirement, I'll have failed the inheritance. Jian Wushuang gritted his teeth while trying his best to sustain the oppression. I finally know why no one has been able to reach level 12 of the bone fusion technique. Jian Wushuang wore a wry smile. Faced with such an overwhelming power, it's almost impossible to receive the level 12 manual, let alone master the bone fusion technique. Jian Wushuang could barely endure this pressure with his amazing body. Even some powerful temple masters would probably be crushed under this oppression. Time flowed slowly, but the level 12 inheritance eventually succeeded and the manual was engraved in his mind. It's over? Jian Wushuang opened his eyes and breathed a sigh of relief. He found himself wet with sweat. I suffered a lot, but it was worth it since I finally got the manual for level 11 and level 12. Jian Wushuang smiled faintly. Actually, a gleam of delight was hidden in his heart. Right then. There was a faint sound, but it appeared more resonant in such a quiet place. Who's there? Jian Wushuang looked around with a frown, but he saw nothing. Is it? Jian Wushuang squinted and looked toward the broken scarlet finger. You have a sharp insight. Faint laughter with a hint of arrogance rang out. Just now, Jian Wushuang clearly heard and understood that it came from this broken finger. You're talking? Jian Wushuang furrowed his brows slightly. A broken finger was actually talking. I didn't expect that someone was able to inherit Chapter 1 of Immortality, the secret skill I created. It's rare to see in this small plain world. The domineering voice rang out again. Upon hearing this, Jian Wushuang was a bit surprised. Immortality secret skill? Chapter 1? The bone fusion technique. When I was being chased by my enemies, I thought I would die, so I broke my 10 fingers. Each of my fingers, which contained a portion of my inheritance, were scattered. 9 of them landed in my world and I took them back after I was out of danger, so no one gained the inheritance from the other 9 fingers. Only the 10th finger fell into this small plain world. Because of some limitations, I was unable to take it back and could only let it stay there. I didn't expect that a little guy like you would be able to inherit my bone fusion technique. Silence followed before the voice spoke again. Since I can't take it back and we're destined to meet, I'll give the inheritance of this finger to you. I hope you will grow up and have the opportunity to come to my world. Jian Wushuang had no time to react before the broken scarlet finger suddenly radiated a brilliant red light, followed by even more information surging towards him. Jian Wushuang had no choice but to accept the inheritance. The Immortality Secret Skill. Chapter 1 Bone Fusion Technique. Chapter 2 Blood Condensation Technique. Chapter 3 Armor Technique. Chapter 4 Divine Body Technique. Each of these secret skills had 4 chapters. Only the bone fusion technique was fundamentally different, being comprised of 12 levels. Each of the other 3 techniques only had 3 levels. At this moment, Jian Wushuang started to inherit level 1 of the blood condensation technique. The inheritance was so domineering that he was unable to refuse it. Jian Wushuang could only accept the techniques one by one. Fortunately, inheriting the other 3 techniques was easier than the bone fusion technique. There was no oppression on his body, it just took a lot of time. As Jian Wushuang was inheriting the Immortality Secret Skill, time continued to pass by. At the north border of the human territory, which was guarded by the north camp. Boom. The ground suddenly shook violently as if there was a huge earthquake. What's happening? What's wrong? Many generals and soldiers did not know what was happening and the shaking was becoming more and more violent. When countless demonic beasts appeared on the horizon, those sergeants finally grasped the cause. Demonic beasts, it's a demonic beast attack. Those demonic beasts. Oh God, so many demonic beasts. The generals and soldiers, including 3 temple masters, were petrified when they saw the endless horde of demonic beasts. The number of demonic beasts was amazing. Hundreds of thousands of demonic beasts had attacked the east camp. However, it was nothing when compared to the number of demonic beasts in front of them now. The whole area was covered by them like a swarm of locusts. Some of them were walking on the ground while others were gliding in the sky. Seen from afar, the army extended dozens of miles without an end. Chapter 573, The Crystal Armored Monster Clan, one of the 3 Overlord clans. Chapter 573, The Crystal Armored Monster Clan, one of the 3 Overlord clans. There are at least 1 million demonic beasts, maybe even as much as 10 million. Look at those demonic beasts that are covered in amethyst. There. The Crystal Armored Monster Clan. Right, the Crystal Armored Monster Clan, one of the 3 Overlord clans on the Monster Continent. Quickly, go tell the holy place that the Crystal Armored Monster Clan has led 10 million demonic beasts here. An urgent message immediately arrived at the holy place and shook everyone. As the #1 expert in the Monster Exterminating League, Temple Master Black Spirit ordered them to resist with everything they had, while numerous experts, including seniors who had been in closed-door cultivation for many years, rushed to join them. The experts in the other 3 camps were sent to the North Camp. Even the high-level experts were heading there. Numerous human experts gathered in the vast plain. 25 Temple Masters arrived, which was every Temple Master except the several who were currently traveling in other worlds and unable to return in time. Even Temple Master Black Spirit personally came. When they saw the endless horde of demonic beasts, all the human experts wore grim expressions. The number of demonic beasts definitely amounted to over 10 million. Most importantly, those demonic beasts were very powerful. Most of them were comparable to Cloud Realm experts, including many rank 7 and 8 monsters who were as powerful as divine generals. There were more than 30 monster kings. Their overall strength was far superior to that of the human population. Among the demonic beasts, some of the huge demonic beasts posed even more of a threat to the human experts. Crystal Armored Monster Clan. There were countless demonic beasts spread out over the monster continent, divided into many different races. Under normal circumstances, the weaker ones would become the vassal of the stronger ones, just like in the human world. There were 3 races that were more powerful than the rest of the monster population. They were known as 3 Overlord clans: the Bone Dragon Clan, the Crystal Armored Monster Clan, and the Demonic Ape Clan. Their leaders, called Monster Emperors, were Bone Dragon Emperor, Crystal Armored Monster Emperor, and Demonic Ape Emperor. This time, it was the Crystal Armored Monster Clan that had launched an attack on the human territory. They suddenly stopped in an orderly manner, and a golden throne appeared above them as a purple-robed young man with a wicked expression slowly materialized on it. He was beautiful, with eyes that radiated a wicked purple light, which was terrifying. However, unlike a normal human, he had 2 curved purple horns on his forehead. He was currently sitting on the throne while looking at numerous human experts in front of him. The faces of many temple masters fell when they saw this purple-robed wicked man. Crystal Armored Monster Emperor. Temple Master Pure Moon mumbled with a flicker of terror in his eyes. As one of the 3 Monster Emperors, Crystal Armored Monster Emperor was much more powerful than those human temple masters. The only one that was capable of fighting against Crystal Armored Monster Emperor was Temple Master Black Spirit. She was currently standing in front of the army, but she took a step and instantly reappeared before the purple-robed wicked man. Crystal Armored Monster Emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit spoke. Temple Master Black Spirit. Crystal Armored Monster Emperor responded in a hoarse voice while looking at her. In the whole human league, only Temple Master Black Spirit was able to arouse his attention. Thousands of years ago, I made an agreement with you 3 Monster Emperors. Do you remember that? Temple Master Black Spirit said coldly. Yes, I do. Crystal Armored Monster Emperor nodded slightly. Because of this agreement, you have lived in peace for the last 1,000 years. So why are you here? Do you want to break the agreement and have an all-out war with us? Temple Master Black Spirit asked. Upon hearing this, Crystal Armored Monster Emperor's face fell. Break the agreement and have an all-out war? Although he was one of the 3 Monster Emperors, he was still in awe of Temple Master Black Spirit. Unless it was necessary, he would not be willing to go back on the agreement and declare war on the humans. However, this time, That compass is a treasure related to the Ancient World token. As long as I get it, I can receive the Ancient World token, so no matter what it takes, I have to acquire it. A flicker of firmness flashed through crystal-armored Monster Emperor's eyes. Temple Master Black Spirit, I'm not interested in fighting to the death with you. I'm here because of one person. As long as you give him to me, I'll leave immediately, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor said. One person. Temple Master Black Spirit narrowed her eyes. Who is this person? He is a divine emperor in your league called Sword Emperor, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor replied. As far as I know, he is an outsider and hasn't been on the monster continent for long, so he should not be important to your human league. As long as you give him to me, I'll keep my promise. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor's voice reverberated through the entire area. Countless human experts heard it clearly. Sword Emperor? The one who recently became a divine emperor while still in Saint Realm? Those demonic beasts actually came for Sword Emperor. Sword Emperor really is a troublemaker. He provoked Emperor Golden Snake, causing him to have a life-death duel with him. Now he has gotten us into trouble with the Crystal-Armored Monster Clan. Just an outsider. If Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor will keep his promise, then give him Sword Emperor. A hot discussion rose among the human camp. Many experts felt resentment towards Jian Wushuang. If Jian Wushuang was a human expert from the monster continent, they might stand up for him. But, since he was an outsider, things were different. Temple Master Iceberg, who stood in the human camp, was also shocked by the Monster Emperor's words. Chapter 574 Truth. Chapter 574, Truth. Those monster spies spared no expense to kill him. Now Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor is here with such a spectacular battle formation in order to get Jian Wushuang. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor definitely knows that Jian Wushuang has the compass and that it is related to the Ancient World token. Temple Master Iceberg's face darkened. In the sky, Temple Master Black Spirit and Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, who represented the supreme existences from each side, stood opposite each other. Temple Master Black Spirit remained silent for a while before she spoke. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, you came for Sword Emperor's compass, right? Both Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor and Temple Master Iceberg were astonished. She already knew about it? Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor pretended to be calm and said, What compass? I have no idea what you're talking about. I just want this Sword Emperor. Okay. Then I'll give Sword Emperor to you, but I will keep his interspatial ring since it has many treasures inside it that are very helpful to our league, Temple Master Black Spirit said indifferently. No. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor shook his head. I want him as well as his interspatial ring. Hee hee. Temple Master Black Spirit laughed with a hint of irony. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, you treat me like a fool? You insist that you only want Sword Emperor, but you actually desire the treasure he carries. It must be the compass. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor furrowed his eyebrows but gave no response. It's all right if you're unwilling to confess. I don't know what use the compass has, but I'll figure it out. Temple Master Black Spirit continued and turned to glance at Temple Master Iceberg. Temple Master Iceberg, you should know something about Sword Emperor's compass. This? Temple Master Iceberg hesitated. Say it. Temple Master Black Spirit shouted coldly. Don't think that I'm not clear about it. In order to get this compass, you originally intended to kill Sword Emperor on the Blood Moon Plain. If I had not arrived in time, you definitely would have killed Sword Emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit's snort was accompanied by an overwhelming aura. It suppressed Temple Master Iceberg and caused him to shiver in terror. Many human experts looked over at Temple Master Iceberg in surprise. Temple Master Iceberg tried to kill Sword Emperor in order to obtain the compass. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor launched an attack for the same purpose. What's so important about this compass? Why was it so attractive? Temple Master Iceberg wore a complicated expression. He knew that he could no longer keep the secret about the compass, so he decided to go public with it. That compass? Emperor Golden Snake accidentally acquired it. You all know that, because of me, Emperor Golden Snake was able to have a life-death duel with Sword Emperor. I had to help him because he gave me some information. This information was related to the Ancient World token. Temple Master Iceberg paused and looked around. If a large stone was thrown into a lake, it would cause ripples. When he said Ancient World token, the other temple masters around him all widened their eyes. Ancient World token? Temple Master Black Spirit was also shocked by these 3 words. Temple Master Iceberg was not surprised at their reaction at all. When he received the news from Emperor Golden Snake, he also wore the same expression as these Temple Master did. Then he added, Golden Snake told me this information and I promised to help him. However, I didn't expect Sword Emperor to kill Emperor Golden Snake in the life-death duel. Golden Snake sent me a message before he died. He said there was a compass in his interspatial ring which is related to the Ancient World Token. If I want to get the Ancient World Token, the compass is very important, so... Temple Master Iceberg had not finished his words, but those Temple Masters understood why Temple Master Iceberg tried his best to kill Jian Wushuang. They were also clear on why those monster spies had attacked Jian Wushuang. There was no doubt that Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor led his people to launch an attack for the same reason. They did not doubt that the compass was worthy of Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor's attention. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, do you still want to deny it? Temple Master Black Spirit looked over at Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor. You're right. I came for this compass. So what? Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor replied in an icy voice, It originally belonged to me. 40 years ago I was the first to find the cave mansion in this compass, but I bumped into a human emperor. He grabbed the compass using his phantom Dao and then disappeared. I spent 40 years searching for this human emperor, but he kept a low profile and never revealed his phantom Dao. If he had not fought with Sword Emperor and used his phantom Dao at the critical moment, I would not have known that this compass was in his hands. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor's loud voice resounded through the area. Upon hearing this, many experts knew the reason why Emperor Golden Snake had never displayed his phantom Dao. Emperor Golden Snake must have been worried that Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor would recognize him. Temple Master Black Spirit, I must obtain this compass. As long as you give me Sword Emperor, I will leave immediately. But if you don't, then right here right now we'll have an all-out fight. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor said in a frosty tone, Don't doubt my determination. I'll spare no effort to obtain it. Temple Master Black Spirit's face fell. She knew that Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor was not kidding because that compass was worthy of his effort. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor. Temple Master Black Spirit remained silent for a moment before she spoke. I will never give him to you. Oh. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor's expression became cold. But as for this compass, it's up to Sword Emperor himself. If he's willing to hand it over to you, our human population won't interfere. However, if he is unwilling, then sorry. Since he's a divine emperor from our league, we'll protect him without a doubt. As for the battle that will occur, if you want to have a head-on confrontation, our human population might suffer great losses, but all of the monsters here won't go unscathed either. More importantly, you will definitely die. Any of you monster kings that dare to attack our human territory, I promise that you won't go back alive. Chapter 575, Enhanced Magic Thunderbolt. Chapter 575, Enhanced Magic Thunderbolt. Temple Master Black Spirit's cold voice resounded throughout the entire area. It shook both sides and caused a commotion among the horde of demonic beast. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor narrowed his eyes while staring at Temple Master Black Spirit. Her words were so domineering that he did not dare to question them. He was very clear about how terrifying Temple Master Black Spirit was. If he drove her crazy, she would be able to kill him. Temple Master Black Spirit, Sword Emperor is just an outsider. Are you really going to fight for him? Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor said in a low voice. Temple Master Black Spirit wore a firm expression, but the human experts behind her furrowed their eyebrows. Sword Emperor is just an outsider. To fight Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor for an outsider, it isn't worth it. Temple Master Black Spirit actually wants to protect Jian Wushuang. Most of the human experts objected to battling with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor for an outsider. Nevertheless, Temple Master Black Spirit insisted. It seems that Temple Master Black Spirit has made up her mind. It's useless to persuade her. We have to hope that Jian Wushuang will be reasonable and hand over the compass. The compass is useless to him. He should know what to do. Whatever he does, I don't want to have a big fight with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor. Our monster exterminating league can't afford it. The human experts were discussing it in secret. In the sky, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor directly spoke. Fine, in that case, bring out this Sword Emperor. Sword Emperor is in closed-door cultivation. I've already sent a message to him. He'll immediately come out after he finishes his cultivation. Temple Master Black Spirit responded. You mean I have to wait for him? Crystal-armored Monster Emperor's face fell. Right. Temple Master Black Spirit nodded. A surge of killing intent flashed through Crystal-armored Monster Emperor's eyes. He was simmering with rage, but he choked it back. Fine, I'm here waiting for him, but my patience is limited. I only give him 1 day. If I haven't seen him within a day, I'll make a move without hesitation. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor snorted and closed his eyes before he finished his words. He started waiting. Calm was restored to the area, but quite a few human experts were whispering. Sword Emperor is really being honored here. The whole Monster Exterminating League and Crystal-armored Monster Emperor are waiting for him. Where is Sword Emperor? Is he really in closed-door cultivation? I heard that he went to the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace not long ago. He should be staying there. The 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace. Aren't only Temple Masters qualified to go there? It said that Temple Master Black Spirit ordered to allow him to enter the 5th floor. Temple Master Black Spirit allowed Sword Emperor to go to the 5th floor and is now standing up for him. She is being too partial towards him. Who knows? Temple Master Black Spirit is the pillar of our human population. She is the reason we've been able to survive until now and occupy 10% of the territory. So what if she is partial to him? While the human camp and the demonic beasts quietly waited, Jian Wushuang was busy receiving the information from the broken scarlet finger. Eventually the information transmission finished. As of now, Jian Wushuang had completely inherited the Immortality secret skill, from Chapter 1 to Chapter 4. Jian Wushuang breathed a sigh of relief, then opened his eyes and felt something unusual. Immortality secret skill, how terrifying. He was so shocked that it took him a while to calm down. The Immortality secret skill was too powerful. This secret skill was targeted towards the body. The bone fusion technique which spread through the human population was actually derived from the Immortality secret skill. The bone fusion technique was just the basics of the Immortality secret skill. The remaining 3 chapters, blood condensation technique, armor technique and divine body technique were really powerful. No one had mastered level 12 of the bone fusion technique in the entire monster continent. Even Temple Master Black Spirit, the #1 expert in the Monster Exterminating League, had only reached level 11. It was so hard to master the bone fusion technique, so the rest of the technique was... This secret skill is beyond my understanding. I wonder if I'll have an opportunity to practice the other 3 techniques, Jian Wushuang thought. He had just reached level 10 of the bone fusion technique and was far from reaching level 11 or 12, so it would be an extravagant hope for him to practice the blood condensation technique. While Jian Wushuang was deep in thought, the broken finger's domineering voice echoed out once again. Little boy, you have a great body, so I'll give you an enhanced magic Thunderbolt. I hope you will be able to master the blood condensation technique quickly and come to my world. A scarlet thunderbolt streaked out from the broken finger and moved towards the young man. It moved so fast that Jian Wushuang had no chance to dodge it. In the blink of an eye, it had landed on his body. Jian Wushuang felt his body tingle when the scarlet thunderbolt touched his skin, after which it immediately spread out before entering his body through his pores. Jian Wushuang started to shiver as the sense of electric shock spread through his body. It was fantastic and refreshing. Jian Wushuang felt his body improving at an amazing speed under the influence of the Scarlet Thunderbolt. His skin, muscles, blood, bones and organs were being upgraded with the help of this Thunderbolt. I'm... Jian Wushuang was completely dumbfounded. He was frightened because the speed of improvement was terrifying. Owing to the heavenly creation skill, his body had been growing stronger and stronger, but the process was slow. Now, aided by the Scarlet Thunderbolt, his improvement was countless times faster than before. Chapter 576 9 Origin Marks. Chapter 576 9 Origin Marks. What a terrifying improvement. It only took him a little while for his body to become much stronger than before. Finally it stopped. His body had reached its limit, so it was impossible for him to improve any more. Unless he made a breakthrough in realm, his body would no longer be able to be enhanced. This is my body's limit. He clenched his right hand and felt how powerful he was. Now that his body had reached the limit of Venerable Master, a great change had happened. What? Jian Wushuang was astounded. He looked at his own arms in terror. He originally had 8 world origin marks and slaughter origin marks on his arms, but right now a stream of world origin and slaughter origin was gathering on his arms. Jian Wushuang was familiar with what was happening. Origin mark, the 9th origin mark. Is it finally happening? A gush of delight flashed in his eyes. He had comprehended the origin to a superior level and had even achieved the slaughter Dao, but he only had 8 origin marks and had been stuck at the level of Venerable Master, which did not make sense. I finally understand why I had not made a breakthrough. It's because my body had not reached its limit. Jian Wushuang cultivated the heavenly creation skill. When he was at the level of Venerable Master, the biggest difference between him and normal warriors was his body. His powerful body had slowly been enhancing. The reason he could not bypass his bottleneck was that his body had not reached its limit. Now, aided by the enhanced magic Thunderbolt, his body had reached its limit, so he naturally made a breakthrough. A 9th origin mark condensed on each arm. 9 origin marks. Both sets of origin marks, world origin and slaughter origin, amounted to 9. In that case, I can reach flying to the 9th heaven. Jian Wushuang was ecstatic about it. The moment the 9th origin marks condensed, he felt his bottleneck starting to shake. He had waited for it for so long. He began to make a breakthrough. It went smoothly. As soon as he made the attempt, his bottleneck easily began to collapse and a mighty spiritual power surged through him as a terrifying aura suddenly radiated from his body. The gush of terrifying aura was the result of reaching the level of flying to the 9th heaven. At some point, the towering golden sword Soul Phantom had appeared behind his back. The instant Jian Wushuang made his breakthrough, the golden sword Soul Phantom's size soared as well. In an instant, the sky had darkened. It was a sunny day. The holy place had become empty because many experts had headed for the north camp. At that moment, a terrifying aura, like the awakening of a calamity beast that had slept for eons, surged out from the bottom of the Earth Core Palace. The whole area began to shake. The clouds began to dissipate and the wind was becoming turbulent as a terrifying storm formed in the sky. Then, a towering golden phantom rose from the ground as a supreme sword essence suddenly erupted, accompanied by a terrifying aura that seemed to be able to shake the world. Both the stream of sword essence and aura were too overwhelming. Some of the divine generals who remained in the holy place sensed it and raised their heads in terror. In the north camp, numerous human experts and demonic beasts were keeping their eyes on each other. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor sat on his throne while tapping on the armrest. Temple Master Black Spirit, time is running out, Crystal-armored Monster Emperor said in a low voice. Temple Master Black Spirit glanced at him but gave no response. At this moment, everyone in the area sensed a terrifying sword essence and aura emanating from afar. What? All of them were dumbstruck. They knew the sword essence and aura were far from them, but they still felt it. What happened? What on earth is releasing this sword essence and aura? The holy place, both of them are coming from the holy place. A loud voice suddenly rang out among the camp. What? It caused a commotion among the human camp. The holy place was quite distant from the north camp. However, they could feel the sword essence and aura from the holy place even though they were in the north camp. Was this a joke? This is... The human temple masters were stunned. They had received news that something was happening at the holy place. Now this sword essence and aura was erupting from the bottom of the Earth Core Palace. Even crystal-armored Monster Emperor could not help but stand up and looked in the direction of the holy place. He was not clear about what happened, but he had a grim sense of foreboding. It's coming from the bottom of the Earth Core Palace. There is only one person remaining in the Earth Core Palace that might be able to cause this. Temple Master Black Spirit wore a grim expression while looking in the direction of the holy place. Jian Wushuang. It even shook the demonic beasts in the monster territory. There was a peaceful valley deep in the monster territory. Only a huge black castle was built there. Inside the dark palace, a gray-robed middle-aged man suddenly raised his head. Flying to the 9th heaven. Little boy, you've reached it faster than I expected, he said with a faint smile on his face. Since that's the case, it's time to meet him. Chapter 577, Flying to the 9th Heaven. Chapter 577, Flying to the 9th Heaven. Disciple. The gray-robed middle-aged man shouted toward the outside. A figure who had been cultivating at the other end of the castle dashed out like a flowing light and immediately appeared in front of the gray-robed man. This young man had an arrogant look on his face and a blood-red saber on his back. "Master," the young man responded respectfully. "Go pick up this little guy," the gray-robed man ordered. "Okay," the young man replied with a flicker of delight in his eyes. He quickly set out, accompanied by dozens of colossal figures. Those colossal figures were giant bone dragons. On the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace, Jian Wushuang was feeling really good. His body, from his skin, muscles, blood, bones, and organs, to each and every cell began to metamorphosis. This metamorphosis was like a worm changing into a butterfly. The giant golden sword soul phantom behind him soared crazily, going from 240 feet to 330 feet. However, it seemed that the golden sword soul phantom had finally reached its limit. This feeling is really amazing. Jian Wushuang closed his eyes with a smile while he sensed the changes that had taken place. It took him a long period of time to finish the metamorphosis. His terrifying aura finally dissipated as the golden sword soul phantom slowly disappeared. Calm was restored to the area. Jian Wushuang suddenly opened his eyes as a streak of light flashed in them. "Flying to the 9th heaven, I made it. Finally, I made a breakthrough." Jian Wushuang tingled with unprecedented excitement. He was over the moon. He had been stuck in the Saint Realm for such a long period of time. When traveling through the Divine Land and the Monster Continent, his strength had been continually improving, to the point where he could even match up to a superior emperor, but he was still in the Saint Realm. There was a huge gap between his realm and his real strength. Even Jian Wushuang himself felt it was strange. Now he had finally bypassed the bottleneck. He had made it to the cloud realm and his 9 origin marks had changed into 9 clouds. He was a 9 cloud realm expert now. His heavenly creation skill truly was heaven-defying at each level. Flying to the 9th heaven was on the same level as the cloud realm, but it should be far more extraordinary. Jian Wushuang quickly understood what was so extraordinary about it. Superb, absolutely superb. Jian Wushuang widened his eyes. He could sense that flying to the 9th heaven was different from the preceding realms. If someone reached flying to the 9th heaven, he would be able to display the special parts of the previous levels to their greatest extent. Ordinary warriors followed this cultivating path. 7 steps of the spirit path, spiritual sea realm, primordial gold core realm, yin-yang void realm, and divine transcendence. However, Jian Wushuang had cultivated the heavenly creation skill, so he followed a different path. 9 heavens of the divine path, ultimate spiritual sea, supreme gold core realm, yin and yang breaking, and venerable master. 9 heavens of the divine path provided him with a more powerful martial arts foundation than ordinary warriors. As for the ultimate spiritual sea, it gave him more spiritual power. With supreme gold core, his outburst of spiritual power was far superior to ordinary warriors at the same level. Yin-yang breaking provided him with a slaughter doppelganger. As a venerable master, he had a supreme body. At every stage, Jian Wushuang was more powerful than ordinary warriors at the same level. And now, flying to the 9th heaven was a perfect combination of the special powers at each of the previous stages. His martial arts foundation, the amount of spiritual power, the outburst of spiritual power, and his body all became perfect. As for that doppelganger, he used his mind, causing his slaughter doppelganger to instantly appear by his side. At this point, he realized that his doppelganger had also changed and become a duplicate of his original body. 2 original bodies were able to work separately and combine into one. Most importantly, they were connected to each other. No matter which one died, one original body was able to remake the other. Even his sword soul reached a superb level. Incredible. It's really incredible. Flying to the 9th heaven didn't give me any other special abilities, but this perfect combination will be more helpful to me. He clenched his hands, but he could not hold back his surprise and delight. At that moment, the broken finger's arrogant voice rang out again. "Little boy, I'm God Hong. Remember my name and visit me when you come to my world." The voice became faint and eventually disappeared. God Hong. Jian Wushuang remembered this name and replied with gratitude, "Thanks for your help. If I have an opportunity to meet you, I'll repay you for this favor." The broken finger gave no response. Jian Wushuang breathed a sigh of relief, calmed himself down and then slowly stood up. This trip to the 5th floor of the Earth Core Palace was a very fortunate occurrence. I really gained a lot, Jian Wushuang said with a faint smile. He had inherited the Immortality secret skill, improved his body to its limit with enhanced magic Thunderbolt, and made a breakthrough to the realm of flying to the 9th heaven. It was very fortunate indeed. Without this opportunity he did not know when he would have made a breakthrough. I'm satisfied, so I should leave now. Jian Wushuang left. After he walked out of Earth Core Palace, Jian Wushuang took out several tokens. What's wrong? Why did so many people send me messages? Jian Wushuang wondered. I've only been here for 2 days. Is it really so long that they would need to look for me? Jian Wushuang frowned and began to check those tokens. Chapter 578 Jian Wushuang's Reply. Chapter 578, Jian Wushuang's Reply. Jian Wushuang received lots of messages from Qinghua and Emperor Fengxiao, who both had a close relationship with him, as well as Emperor Daofeng and Temple Master Pure Moon. However, most of the messages came from Temple Master Black Spirit. Jian Wushuang immediately understood the situation after reading the messages. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor, one of the 3 Monster Emperors, led a monster army here to steal my compass? Jian Wushuang was surprised. He knew the compass was of extraordinary value, but he did not expect it to be so valuable that even Crystal-armored Monster Emperor would be fanatical about it and want to obtain it even at the price of starting a war with the entire human population. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor and the experts of the entire human camp are waiting for my reply? Gee, I'm so honored. Jian Wushuang raised his eyebrows and smiled. He then headed directly towards the North Camp. In the North Camp, the human camp and the demonic beast stood facing each other. Suddenly, a man slowly appeared on the horizon. Jian Wushuang, who wore a black robe and carried a long sword on his back, seemed to be slowly moving in their direction. Slow as he seemed to be, each step of his was hundreds of meters wide. Though he had been far away, he arrived in front of everyone in the blink of an eye. Is he coming? The crowd of experts from human camp looked toward him. They immediately realized something. The temple masters especially looked at him with a little surprise. Jian Wushuang seemed to be completely different from before. That boy, Temple Master Iceberg observed Jian Wushuang, with a hint of killing intent flashing in his eyes. Jian Wushuang, with a confident smile on his face, appeared beside Temple Master Black Spirit a moment later. Temple Master Black Spirit, Jian Wushuang greeted her with a hint of humility. Temple Master Black Spirit glanced at Jian Wushuang as her eyes slightly narrowed. Then she asked, "Did you have a breakthrough?" "Yes," Jian Wushuang nodded. Since he made a breakthrough, his spiritual power naturally changed, so Temple Master Black Spirit sensed it. "Were you the cause of the confusion at the holy place just now?" Temple Master Black Spirit asked again. "Yes," Jian Wushuang nodded again. "Good." Temple Master Black Spirit sighed in praise and said, "I've explained the situation in the message. It's up to you now. I have to remind you that the compass is extremely valuable. You can give it to Crystal-armored Monster Emperor if you like. If you don't want to, no one will force you." "I understand. Thank you, Temple Master Black Spirit," Jian Wushuang said. Jian Wushuang then turned to Crystal-armored Monster Emperor, who was sitting on his throne. Crystal-armored Monster Emperor. Jian Wushuang stared at Crystal-armored Monster Emperor. As one of the 3 Monster Emperors, Crystal-armored Monster Emperor almost looked like a human being except for the 2 horns on both sides of his forehead. "Are you Sword Emperor?" Crystal-armored Monster Emperor sat there with his hand on the armrest. He turned to Jian Wushuang with a dignified look and asked in a deep voice, "Emperor Golden Snake stole that compass from me. Is it in your hands now?" "Yes, it is." Jian Wushuang nodded to admit it and even took the compass out with a wave of his hand. The compass was as large as a palm, but it was also rusty and ordinary at first glance. Nevertheless, it aroused a fanatical look in the eyes of Crystal-armored Monster Emperor as well as Temple Master Iceberg. This compass really wasn't treasure, but it was a very important token. Only by virtue of this compass could they get the Ancient World token. "Give me the compass and I guarantee you that you and the human territory will remain safe and sound," Crystal-armored Monster Emperor said eagerly. "What if I refuse?" Jian Wushuang replied casually. "If you refuse? Then you'll die and the human territory will be at war. I hope you won't make such a stupid decision." Crystal-armored Monster Emperor lowered his voice. The experts of human camp listened seriously. Naturally, they all hoped that Jian Wushuang would make the sacrifice and hand over the compass to Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor so as to avoid a war. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, I can give you this compass, but I have a condition, Jian Wushuang said. Just say it out. As long as I can do it, I won't refuse, Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor said. He could do anything to get the compass. A condition or two meant nothing to him. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor had expected that Jian Wushuang would ask for some treasures or monster cores. Nevertheless, Jian Wushuang said casually, "Fight me. If you win, the compass is yours." The whole area became quiet. Everyone present, including those gatekeepers, was stunned. The temple masters, the divine emperors, and the thousands of divine generals in human camp were completely stunned. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor was also astonished. Even Temple Master Black Spirit turned to Jian Wushuang in surprise. No one had guessed that Jian Wushuang would ask to have a battle with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor. Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, as one of the 3 Monster Emperors, was far stronger than the Monster Kings. Among the 33 Temple Masters in the human camp, only Temple Master Black Spirit was able to compete with him by virtue of some special means. All the other Temple Masters were scared of him. For example, Temple Master Iceberg knew very well that he was no match for Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor even though he was ranked in the top 3 in the Monster Exterminating League. Now, Jian Wushuang was declaring that he wanted to battle with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor, who was a horrifying existence in the eyes of the Temple Masters. Has he gone crazy? How dare he battle with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor? He's so presumptuous. The Temple Masters yelled in shock. They could see that Jian Wushuang had broken through from the Saint Realm to the Cloud Realm and improved a lot, but so what? Strong as he was, he could at most compete with ordinary Temple Masters. As a Cloud Realm expert, Jian Wushuang would already be regarded as a monster for doing that. Was he really able to completely defy the heavens and compete with Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor? That was unrealistic. It was natural for the Temple Masters to think like that. Under normal circumstances, it was not realistic for a Cloud Realm expert to compete with top experts like Crystal-Armored Monster Emperor. Nevertheless, the heavenly creation skill which Jian Wushuang had cultivated was an inverse cultivation method. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.